Can SIBO affect all ages, or is it one age group more likely to have it? And yeah,
Mm,
actually, a 2020 study found that children with SIBO had a weight height deficit, and it is likely related to this malabsorption. So we are seeing kids, and we hear this, we see this, and we read this, that more and more children are having GI problems, right?
mhm.
And so it can be SIBO, which is an overgrowth, can be a dysbiosis, basically post-infectious IBS, so coming from food poisoning, or, I mean, depending on the age of a child, it's fairly normal for them to be dirty and messy and putting things in their mouth and eating things. Our daughter to this day is 9 and she still does gross things. So kids are building their immune system, but we have to understand our children are building their gut foundation on our gut foundation. And we are seeing this generation after generation, this weakening of the gut microbiome. And again, you can think of it as an ecosystem being cut down, right? We're losing species in this ecosystem as we disinfect more antibiotics, more medications. We're not outside, we're in our home, in our car, in our office. We are losing touch with those microbial species in our food, in our environment. And that kind of compounds to the next generation. On top of the fact, I mean, there's so many, we can go into
So
this
many
forever,
factors.
so many factors, but yes, overall. But I would say more so it's affecting females.
Mhm.
So if you're a female child, and then likely though, or I mean, we just have, I would say, more data on the fact of women between the ages of, what would you say, 18 to 60?
20 to 60 usually
20 to
is the
60.
biggest age group that SIBO is going to affect. But yes, I do see pediatric patients. I have seen pediatric patients with both hydrogen overgrowth, methane overgrowth, a combination. And like James said, so multifactorial. But probably one of the biggest factors I've seen in my patients who have SIBO is that food poisoning.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Or, with methane overgrowth, especially, my pediatric patients who have it tend to have their moms tell me, oh, she's been constipated or he's been constipated from the womb. Since day one, this child was constipated. And it just continues from there to then maybe they're 7, 8, 9 years old and they have fatty liver disease because of the SIBO. So frequently, we're going over the child's activities, the child's intake, and it's not necessarily indicative of fatty liver disease typically, but more caused by that methane overgrowth. So many factors there. But yes, it can affect children, it can affect adults. Like James said, I think adults are more in touch with their bodies, and so they're more likely to be the ones to say, hey, something's wrong. Sometimes with kids, we just think they're just a gassy kid. Just don't even worry about it. Or, mom and dad might not be as clued in, or caregivers might not be as clued in to the fact that maybe their distension is very abnormal, or maybe their diarrhea is not something the child's telling them, because at a certain age, you're not taking care of them in the restroom. They're going in there by themselves. So I encourage you, if you have small children, especially, have these conversations.
There are lots of gut powders and gut supplements out there, but hopefully this quick analogy will help you choose the right one. When it comes to gut supplements and gut powder, think of your gut as a garden. And in this garden, you can plant seed, you can transplant plants, or you can also facilitate healthy soil so things will naturally grow. What we opt for and what we recommend on a daily basis when it comes to taking a gut supplement is to opt for the supplement that will help the soil be healthy. This is essentially a compost for the gut. This helps ensure your gut soil is healthy, your microbiome is thriving with your own personalized fingerprint in your gut microbiome. If you're taking probiotics and not sure what they do, it's like transplanting plants that belong in tropical South America to Alaska. Sure, you can do it, you can spend money on it and time on it, but it won't last long. Instead, ensure that your soil in your gut, which is the gut structure and gut function that you uniquely have, is ready to facilitate healthy seeds, healthy probiotics coming from your environment, from your food, and so on. That is why we formulated Gut Nurture.